it's time now to add some paint to this region right here. And the first thing I think I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take those, I'm actually going to join them. I've decided I'm going to do this all as one piece. All right, and we'll call this the handle. So I've got just one material on there. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to jump into the shading editor, and we'll focus just on the handle itself. Now I want to have different colors of sort of splotches of paint on this thing. And so to do those sort of shapes, I'm going to use a musgrave texture. So I'm going to bring that in. And I'm going to press Control T to add the texture coordinate and mapping node. I'm going to switch this to Object to Vector. And to get the colors, I'm going to use a color ramp. I'm going to drag that in here. And then bring these and sort of squish them together like this. And choose, say, a nice, green color. I'm going to take that and plug that into the base color, and we start to see something like this. Okay. Now I'm going to squeeze them closer together, and that's going to, really make the shape a little bit sharper. Okay, so I've got that. To make it look a little bit more like paint, I'm going to add a bump node. And bring that in to the normal. Okay, we can think about increasing that strength if we want. And so we have that. Now, let's decrease the roughness a little bit. And maybe even up the metallic a bit. Okay, so far so good. Just got default values there, and we got that, and that's just one color. All right, now I want to do multiple colors on here, and I also want to get a base texture on this as well, on the handle itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this stuff here, press Control G, and that makes a node group. Right there. And I'm going to change this to a green color. So I've got that. Now, I also, like I said, I want the base to be a little bit different than that. I just want to put some noise in there. And so over here, I'm going to create a principled BSDF. Grab that and pull it over here. And I need an output viewer, material output. And I'll do the usual stuff. We're just going to need a noise texture. Go to Control T, switch this to object. Bump. Try 0.1 into the normal. And for color, slide up the metallic on this. Bring this up like this a little bit. Okay. So I want to start with that. All right, cool. But we don't have any paint on there. So here's what I'm going to do. We have a green group here. If I come in here, that's our green color. Press tab to go out. So I want to mix that in now. Drop that down there. And what I need to do is I need to come in here and I need to have this group output attached. So click that. And now I can connect this here. And I have my green sort of slimy paint on there. And anytime I can come back in here and I can adjust this if I don't like it. Okay. And I still have my noise texture on there as well. Okay, cool. So now we just need to do some different colors. Let's take this now, Shift D, click here, go in, change it to say red. All right, press N, and I'll change this right here. Say red, and I'll change it to say red color. Take this, Shift D, we'll drop it in here. Drag that down. Give it a minute. Okay, so now I'm getting this orange color, which is green and red. And that's because my green and red are all in the same position and they're just overlapping. And so I'm just going to come in here and I can do a couple of different things. I can adjust the scale. So what if I make this 4? And that moves it to a slightly different position. And where they do overlap, we get the colors, and that makes sense for paint. And so I'm okay with something like that. Okay, cool. So let's carry on. Let's take this, Shift D, click here. Let's make this one blue. Let's click here, make it blue. And for recognizability, we can do that. Take the mix shader, drop it in, cancel that, drag that down, drag the blue in, and of course we'll get a mixture again. So now we can take this, maybe I make this 5.5, see what that looks like. We can also say rotate a little bit. Let's try 3.8. Let's go back to layout and now look at this. And just adjust that. Okay, so we're getting nice individual colors, and we're getting some mixtures of colors. Let's try maybe a different size, a little bit less blue. Okay, let's see. Got that one. Plug that in, and you can do this for any number of colors that you could potentially want. Maybe that's more of a purple color than pink, but still. And you can adjust stuff like this and just play around with that. We get a whole bunch of colors on there. And perhaps for the chain, I could just put one of the other. Let's see if I put that on there, I might get a little bit of paint. I do. Alright, so a little bit crazy. You might want to adjust some of those, but that's pretty much what I'm coming up with. Alright, so let's see here. This is a collection instance, so let's bring in another one and just slide it over. Let's rotate that in the Z. And copy that over here. We'll rotate the Z again. So it's like that. Let's take those off and let's try just a different lighting effect. And there we have it. All right, so the roller itself is brand new. I decided I didn't want to put paint on that, but that's one way that we could put paint on the handle itself. All right, so that's my model of the Renegade Roller and textures. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.